draw. Sunderland and Chelsea still 1-1. Swansea, Newcastle United still goalless. Fulham, Tottenham Hotspur still goalless. West Brom and Man City will be starting their game in the next couple of minutes as well. So we'll update you with all of these games as we go along on sports tonight. Gentlemen, let's come back to what is happening on Friday and talk about the 2014 World Cup, the build-up. One of the things that highlights the World Cup draw is the official ball of the 2014 World Cup. And the last World Cup in South Africa produced a certain ball called Jabulani, and it was a handful for goalkeepers. It was just, floating, and goalkeepers had a difficult time coming to terms with the direction, particularly when it is powered. That's Jabulani. But Tunde, what exactly do we have on the menu for the 2014 World Cup? And what are we expecting?
Well, we heard that the official ball of the competition has been revealed. It is a beautiful, multicolored, spherical ball, but this one is called the Brazuca. It follows in line with a voting process that involved 1 million Brazilian fans, and
that's Cafu holding the Brazuca. You called it? Yeah,
Brazuca, and
wow,
it's named after. It's given to the name after the local name Brazilians call each other. Brazuca. It's another like a pet name that Brazilians call each other, and it is said to be inspired by the vibrant colors, passions and heritage of Brazil, and is a term used by the natives of the country, meaning Brazilian, or to describe the Brazilian way of life. We haven't heard Brazuca. We haven't heard too much about how it performs under match conditions, but if it is anything that goes like the Jabulani did, I'm sure the goalkeepers must be having sleepless nights by now.
What you're seeing on your screen is the process that led to the birth of Brazuca on your screen. A lot has gone into it. The official match ball by Adidas for the World Cup. And
in a statement by Adidas, they said it is a new structural innovation with a unique symmetry of 6 identical panels alongside a different surface structure which provide improved grip, touch, stability, and aerodynamics on the pitch. And the Brazuca has been thoroughly tested to meet and exceed all FIFA metrics for an official match ball, ensuring top performance for every kind of match condition.
And what you are seeing on your screen is the making of Brazuca. Let's allow you to sit back and enjoy what you are seeing on your screen and the reaction of some of those who have a few things to say about Brazuca, and then we'll come back for more on Sports Tonight.
The Brazilians have always expressed an incredible energy from their fans during all the World Cups, and even during the Confederation we have been able to see and feel the energy of the Brazilian fans. I think that's going to be the big difference beside the great qualities they have on the field during this World Cup for the Brazilian team. I believe that the energy of the fans will be great.
All right, so that's the Brazuca, and Vincent Ayama is the one that should talk about this and the players. But you can see some ex-players there giving an idea of what we would be seeing at the World Cup. But let's talk about something else. This looks ready for the World Cup. It will be formally presented to everybody at the World Cup draw on Friday. But something that the Brazilians need to worry about, Onyi, as we count down to the World Cup, are some of the stadiums that will be used for the World Cup. They definitively cannot meet the deadline set by FIFA.
Yeah, so we said it last week. When the story of the roof that collapsed.
The crane that killed, I think, about 2 people.
In Sao Paulo. We said it that out of the 12 stadiums, only 6 were ready as of last week. And it's not going to be, the stadiums are not going to be ready before the FIFA deadline. We said it here that extension is inevitable. FIFA will have to bend backwards to give the local organizing committee some more time to keep these stadiums ready. Some they just started from the scratch. Some were just renovated. But I think they are way far behind, and there's no way an extension will not be given to the LOC. It's inevitable.
Is there any shortcut, Tunde?
Well, maybe unless they have prefabricated stadiums that they want to come and assemble in less than 20 minutes. But there are no shortcuts. These are structures that have to be built and tested to ensure that these kind of incidents do not reoccur.
The Brazilians are saying there is something they will do that will not compromise on the safety of those who will come to watch these games, and that they're still so sure that they will meet up before the World Cup gets underway.
Well, anyone will tell you that. Anyone who lives in Brazil will tell you that Brazilians are incurable optimists, and they're also very, very laid back in terms of their attitude to life. And that is one of the things I feel that has resulted in this delay in terms of. You remember they had plenty of strikes, plenty of protests going on during the Confederations Cup as well. Workers up or trade unions to also up in arms.
And up to now, it's not as if everybody is still working at that pace.
Look, the truth is that there is no perfect World Cup. Up to the opening match of Italia 90, while the opening match was being played, the stadium was being painted outside. Even the same thing at Korea Japan 2000 that was supposed to be the best one, they were still putting finishing touches. South Africa, the same thing as well. And everybody is just focusing on the stadiums. Nobody is talking about the infrastructure that are needed to get to the stadium, transportation networks, airport facilities, hotels, roads, exactly. Intra-city transportation networks. Nobody is talking about that, and that is also a particularly key component of hosting the World Cup, because if you have good stadiums and fans can't get there, I mean, it's a waste.
All right. So those are big issues that the local organizing committee will really need to look into, because apart from what you're seeing on your screen, during the Confederations Cup, there is still a lot that needs to be done. But let's talk about the Eagles now. We have the advantage of being at the Confederations Cup and playing a few games, and now the big one is the World Cup itself. The coach of the Eagles says don't put the team under undue pressure. The NFF have come out to say no, we didn't put a deadline or set a target for the coach going into the World Cup. I don't understand why we're going back and forth, a target being set for the team and all of that. What do you think about it, Doyin?
Well, I think it's a problem of the Nigerian Football Federation, because I saw a story credited to the vice president.
It's like
Victor
a lot of people are speaking.
Maybe they are
there's no
speaking,
uniform line.
Maybe they are speaking
of
on a personal basis, but there should be uniformity. The NFF can come together and say, okay, these are the people who will speak on our behalf, and these are what they will be saying. The issue of setting a target, because in that story, Umer said they gave the Eagles the technical semi-final targets, having gotten to the second round in the first two appearances, and the fact that is an African team already played in the quarterfinal twice. So we should be able to surpass that. But I don't, just like Keshi said, I don't think that should be the issue now. Let us see the draw. Let us see the groupings. Let us prepare. Then, few weeks to the World Cup, we'll be able to know, situate properly whether this team can do well or not. Like I said, there could be, we don't pray for injuries, but it happens in football. It happens in football. The performance of the teams at their club level, I mean the players at their club level, could also, they could transfer that performance to the national team before the World Cup. So these are issues that you cannot sit down here now and predetermine.
I think what you have put it brilliantly, because the World Cup draw is particularly key to determine how we will progress in this tournament. Remember Cote d'Ivoire, brilliant team as well, but the last two World Cups, they have been exceedingly unfortunate
with the draws.
With the draws to be seeded with some major
Holland and
Argentina and Brazil and
Portugal.
And Portugal at one particular point in time. It's not easy. So, and let's be candid. This is a team that has played 14 matches at the World Cup, won 4, drawn 1, I think, but lost 6 or 8. And the last 2 editions of the World Cup that we attended, we had only 1 point from our group games. And this is a team
we finished bottom of the group.
We finished bottom, and this is a team that
Japan, we finished bottom of the group as well.
This is a team that is like saying that a student that has consistently performed below average in the class, you are now telling that you expect him to come first in the next exam semester.
Among geniuses.
Or a team that was the relegation candidates last season, you expect him now to enter the top 4, because that is the top 4. If you're expecting the semi-final means the top 4 teams
absolutely
in the world. In the world. Only in Nigeria does that happen. When you see relegation candidates last season winning the league next season. And this is the World Cup. It doesn't happen that way.
All right, so we'll keep our fingers on that as we build up to the World Cup draw and then the finals of the World Cup itself next January. Let's come back home, leave the Eagles on one side. We'll always talk about the Eagles. But let's come back home. This is where we lay the foundation for what the national team will do at the World Cup. Let's go to Kano very quickly and talk about the Kano State government. We talked about it yesterday. Rewards for the Golden Eaglets, reward for Kano Pillars. And I said it, only we have to find a way to get into